All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So today we're going to start off by doing something a little different. I'm going to open up the chat, and I don't know if in the recording you're going to be able to see it, but I'm going to open up the chat so you can see how it is to be me reading through some of these questions and seeing how fast they come in. Like when, you have a couple hundred people sending messages at the same time, it turns into a shit show. And I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. So, what's up, guys? How are you? What's going on? Don't forget. Let's see, see, you guys see some spammers already. So there goes some spammers. Did you guys watch the recording yesterday? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Cool. Okay. Sick. I can't see myself being consistent. I know I'm going to be consistent with the strategy. How can I learn more tricks from FX Alex G with this trading? Douglas. Hi. Alex, can you let us know when we will receive our Rocket 21 challenges? So if you were to have listened to the recordings, when we finished the boot camp, I'm going to send out a form, and in that form, you will then be able to hand pick which one would you want, a challenge or a credit bonus, whatever, to your account. So be patient. Damn, Alex, this is crazy, brother. This is nothing. I'll tell you right now. And then some people are like, you didn't answer my question. Well, sorry. Probably didn't fucking see it. Because your colleague wanted to ask, what color is my Diddy pants 100 times. All right, cool. You guys can see my screen, type one. If not, type two. All right, sick. Perfect. Amazing. All right, so let's go through some of last night's market moves. So we have AUD USD. Turn off the chat. Oh, now you guys want me to turn off the chat, huh? Oh, now you see how it is, right? Oh, thank you for finally understanding. All right, so now that we have AUD USD, we currently are having a little pullback. Haven't filled the wick just yet. Looks like we're getting ready to pretty much do that now. 4 hour is creating what looks like to be a lower high. Again, looks like to be. Let me let me see. Is this a lower high right here? Type one if yes, type two if no. One if yes, two if no. Or I can tell it's like a 70-30. So how in the fuck is this gonna be a lower high? Because if there's a lower high, then there has to be a lower low. So if I were to put this, where would the lower low be? Non-existent. This is the lower high because there is a lower low. You can't put a lower high in the future without a lower low. You can't put a lower low with you can't put a lower high with a lower low from the past. That makes no sense. So this right here is indeed not a lower high. It is a potential lower high. So it looks like that's what it's creating. USD CAD. Can you guys hear me? Yes, amazing. Cool. All right. Then we have USD CAD, which on the daily time frame looks like we are currently creating that wick fill. just doing its thing. 4 hour looks like it's having that retracement. So again, we can almost predict when this pullback is going to stop because of the shift of structure, not because of anything else. The 30-minute is, I guess, definitely bullish. This is the higher low. This is the higher high. And right now it's having a retracement. And while it's having a retracement, you can kind of see how it's starting to like slow down at this area. Kind of tap this area once, twice, and now we're here a third time. And again, this is obviously still creating lower lows and lower highs as it's going down, but it's kind of finding a support zone right here. So it's decently creating that. And the best way to confirm that this is going to keep going to the upside, once we have the shift of structure. Now, yes, even though this is the higher low and this is the higher high, what I mean by the shift of structure is just like this bearish pullback within the higher high and the higher low. This is where we would then have the lower high and lower low structure inside of this pullback. And then basically when you have this shift, then here's where this trade should continue to go to the upside. So I'm not the type of person that takes those trades, but if you're in this trade and you can see it happen, it'll give you a little bit more confidence to be able to hold the trade longer. Yo, you guys gotta chill, man. If you don't like the chat, just don't even look at it, exit it out. Would you take that trade for the wick fill? Go watch yesterday's recording. But to answer it shortly, which I don't think I did, the answer is that I don't enter trades in the middle of the move. To me, this is already the middle of the move. This is the trade. This is how I see this market right here. Like the original move that we entered is already done. Literally, it's done. We hit our take profit. We went through it. Now it hit the high, and now it's having a retracement. Yeah, now it could be approaching another area of interest, and sure, we could do that. But then we would have to go out to the daily and then wait for the daily pullback. And if you notice here, there's no retracement on the daily, and the daily does not look clean. The only way that we can actually take this trade would be maybe on the 4 hour. And then that's where we would start applying the day trading strategy with the confluences. And I'm going to teach you guys how to do that on the 30-day post bootcamp. We can't really do that right now. So no, we don't enter the trades in the middle of the move because daily and weekly. Where are we right now? We are at an area of interest? No. We are far away from an area of interest. For us to take the trade, we have to wait for the pullback to the area of interest to then execute the trade, and we don't want that. Next, Euro JPY. Currently, we never had the pullback. Trade hit the take profit perfectly. It is what it is. And then we have Euro AUD. Trade went through the area of interest. Trade broke through the area of interest. And this is a perfect example of me explaining that you could, like, dude, like I could have not gotten any killer examples. So this is where we would have to then wait for the shift of structure. So we notice right here, we have the higher low, higher high. Hold on, guys, give me 1 second. If you guys could hear me, type 1. If not, type 2. Can you guys hear me? All right, bet. Can you guys hear me? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Yes, you guys can hear. All right, cool. So this is a perfect example how we did have indeed the shift of structure. But when we had the shift of structure, we were above the area of interest. If you guys go watch the recordings of when we were analyzing area of interest, we would only execute a trade or be interested in executing a trade on the trade once we have a shift of structure under the area of interest. So if you notice here, we are clearly above the area of interest and we got the shift of structure here. We cannot take the trade. Why? Because it can use it as support. Perfect example is here. Whenever you're above this area, you tend to go up. Whenever you are under this area, you tend to go down. So this is a trade that is literally how I explained it. And if you were to be interested, we would have to have waited for the break under this area of interest and the retest back in here. Or even have this shift of structure inside of the area of interest. We just had it above the area of interest. And I explained many, many, many times that for us to be interested in this trade, we would have to have waited for the shift of structure under the area of interest, not when we are above it. Again, perfect example of that. Cannot get any better, any simpler. And lastly, Euro USD. Perfect trade. Well, not really perfect trade because this is not like I did not enter this trade. I'm not interested in this trade. Like I told you guys, this is like my last interested trade in the market because we're so low on the weekly. Like I don't really like, and again, this is where like time would have to come in, and this is where Sunday swings and all this shit. Like it's just gonna start making sense. But it's like, let me ask you guys, would it make sense to have a trade? You see this massive move right here, right? But to make a trade, and especially on the weekly, you have this massive move. And it's been going this way for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, for 2 months. For 2 months, it's been bearish like this with no retracement. Would you just enter a trade off of a little pullback like this, anticipating that this is going to then create another move like that? The answer is no. It's not very probable. It's not very likely. If you notice, big moves like this require big retracements to then have continuous big moves. Big move, big retracement. Big move, big retracement. Big move, big retracement. Like this is not a fucking retracement. Notice how these retracements all take 2, 3 weeks. 1, 2, 3 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. 1, 2, 3 weeks. This is just 1 week. So I am not in a rush to enter this trade. I'm not in a rush to enter any trade ever. But like big moves that happen in the market, a big move, it has some time of correction before then having the next continuous big move. And the correction takes time. Can't expect for price just to tap it perfectly and then just go whenever you want. So for me, this trade was almost obvious to not take. But again, I don't expect you to know this because you just learned how to execute this strategy. And these are some things that go against the rules because they follow the rules. And I'm teaching you guys to follow them to be successful. And if you do follow them, you will be successful because they just have a probability of making money. But how to lose less money, not make more money. If you notice, you guys got to listen to what I'm saying. With time, and you start correctly executing on it, you're not going to make more money. You're just going to learn how to lose less money. Like you're not going to lose as much because you're going to avoid these type of trades because of something like this. And yes, even though this trade could check out the trading plan to perfection, 120%. Before executing it, you're like, let me take a step back. And when you take a step back, you see this and you're like, dude, this weekly needs 2 more candles before actually having the push. I'll wait for more and this and more of that. That's really all it is. And I can't teach you that because you just learned how to properly execute it, the real trading plan. And then now you have to learn how to go around it. It's gonna take a little bit more time now. The important thing is for you to understand exactly where the market is and how things are going, and then you make a decision off of that. Now, the old timer experiences, that's just old timer time. You can't speed that up. You can't transfer that knowledge that easily. It's just something that you have to learn for yourself. If that makes sense, type one. If not, type two. All right. Hava. Dude, stop with your fucking Indian message shit. Fuck are you, what is that? Oh, you're trying to scam with your WhatsApp. Oh, let me kick you out real quick, brother. Kick you out real quick. Kaya. Cow. Jesus. He left faster than I could fucking kick him out. That cocksucker. Let's make an Indian group chat. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. I should have not even said I was gonna kick him out. Oh, dude, I kick people out every fucking Zoom call. Every Zoom call, I kick people out. You should close the chat, brother. I'm just giving you a taste of what I've been dealing with. So then after this, when you say, he didn't answer my question, you know why. All right, cool. I want that cocksucker to come back. Kawaya, fuck you. Huh? Just kicked you out. Kicked him. He came back in with the same name. What a fucking idiot, dude. What a fucking idiot. All right, cool. Like I literally searched it up 10 seconds ago. It popped up. He came back in. Get the fuck out. My area of interest is different to yours. It's normal, brother. All right, cool. All right, if you guys can hear me, type one. If not, type two. All right, perfect. Let me turn off the chat. All right. All right, cool. Oh shit, I clicked the wrong fucking button. We have a lot of students in here today. A lot of OG students join. So I don't know if you guys know, but once you guys are part of the Set and Forget family, like once you guys join the Set and Forget community, you guys will get access, like you guys will be able to enter all this kind of shit. Like you guys will be able to enter the boot camps, like I do like little classes, and this is part of what you guys are going to be doing once you guys join the Discord. Well, it's not going to be the Discord anymore. It's going to be a different platform, and it's going to be a lot better. But yeah, I do like we're going to actually start implementing like every other day classes inside of the school community. And then we're gonna also be having like you guys are gonna host your own challenges in there. Like we're gonna set a excuse me, you guys are gonna set a team leader, and once you have your own team leader, then there you're gonna be able to understand if you want to have this type of competition or you want to have this type of competition. Like whoever has the best performing in the community, then they're gonna have their own like competition. They're gonna select their group of traders, and they're gonna go against a different team leader, and whoever wins gets a cash prize and shit like that. We're gonna have a lot of new stuff, and those students like that are inside of the community, they're able to join these calls because like once you're part of the Senate community, that's pretty much forever, right? And it's kind of like the benefit of being part of inside of it. So there's a lot of people that join these calls, and it turns into chaos sometimes. But okay, cool. So we went through all the different markets and the possible different scenarios. Now, this is where we are going to talk about the patterns. So, where did I leave it? Right. So, I know we wanted to talk a little bit about patterns and it make just a little bit more sense because we already understand risk management to perfection. We understand the wick thing trick to perfection. We understand now how the wick fill